Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Sonic the Hedgehog here, and I am of course back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Sonic Colors Ultimate for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One / Xbox Series X along with Series S for digital only, PC and Nintendo Switch, and the honorable mention comes from PlayStation 5 due to backwards compatibility, so I think so anyway. So last time we basically managed to able to went through Aquarium Park, and oh no, we did pretty good though, even though we haven't collected that much in terms of the forms of the red star rings, but sure enough we've almost barely got to the point with the 100% completion after all. So either way though, today for this episode in particular, and that is the fact that we're going to be hitting on to the forms of the next planet, which appears to be Asteroid Coaster. And this is well to the point where basically we're trying to take down the final generator and actually access to the final Wisp in the game. So yeah, let's begin. Okay, another quick edit right there. Nothing to do with the forms of graphical glitches luckily, but I forgot to change my cosmetic outfit. Or to be more specifically, I forgot to change my gloves and shoes, but ultimately speaking I've already did anyway, so because obviously you might as well see until whenever we get into the actual, like, when the camera just managed to zoom in and what have you. So, yeah, let's begin. Asteroid Coaster. So, in this case, let's go ahead and get some more rings and get ourselves the... What? Oh, that's not fair. It just managed able to actually allows me to able to clip through them, and it doesn't allow me to able to get those white wisps after all. Oh, that's a bit underwhelming. Especially unlike the Wii version, it works perfectly well. But for some reason on the HD remastered ports, they just somehow managed able to make it a bit glitched up and you can't obtain them. Well, that's a bit underwhelming. So anyway, so yeah, as you can see on screen, that we actually stumbled across the final Wisp in the game, which it will be pretty much be mandatory if you really want to go after every single red star rings after all. So basically, if you're familiar with the Purple Frenzy Wisp, then basically you can able to eat up everything, ranging from enemies and also some objects, like for instance those little blue cylinder stuff. So yeah, that's how it goes basically. Think of like you act out like Pac-Man, except that you grow into gigantic size if you manage to able to try to munch up, you know, quite a lot of stuff, but potentially. So yeah, that's not much I can honestly just... What? That's a bit weird. But hey, at least on the upside, I managed to respawn back into where I was. So, that seems cool and handy for my part. So, yeah, anyway, a few things I want to explain, and that is the fact that today's day is, of course, the 20th of January today. In this case, in 2021. In regards to the forms of trying to able to actually continue for this Let's Play in general, that's when it comes to Sonic Colors Ultimate, where it comes to the point where that we pretty much almost at the end of the game. Well, truth is though, is the fact that we still barely got much more content along the way, for the sake of the forms of the majority at the end of this month in particular. So we can expect that we could possibly able to actually just able to finish this Let's Play up during at some point in the beginning of February, if it's possible, but I'll double check on the actual calendar until later on today. So, yeah, there's not much else to... Oh, seriously! My homing attack just managed to screw me up for a bit. But oh well, at least I'll be back for the S rank during at some point in a later time. And plus I got the red star ring as soon as I need to do a quick timing thing and what have you. So, that seems... Oh no, a good thing for my part, but... There was that one particular red star ring that does manage to bother me a little bit, and that's the forms of... Well, it's normally on the same spot as the forms of how it does in the original version of the game, but here's the thing though, you have to be so accurate with that particular movement right there, because most of the time, I keep on missing the red star ring as it is, and as a result though, that you can't go back onto the actual, like, you know, with the horizontal bar stuff, and as a result though, you have to take a death. And also not only that, since that this is on the HD version of the game, or the ultimate version of the game, so this means, yes, you might as well able to actually just to get... Oh, seriously, those asteroids just get in my way right here. And also every time whenever you're able to actually, I suppose one thing I forgot to mention about, and that's the fact that every time whenever you use Tails save, assuming if you're able to actually use one of them, Tails can either just manage to able to like give you a temporarily invincibility, and also say applies to a freebie park token, which if I'm assuming that correctly, that's this. So anyways, let's just go ahead and, oh jeez Louise. I don't know what it is, why I'm having a bit of a rough time on this particular act, by the way. Or maybe it's because I just want to get the actual godforsaken. Yeah, this is what I mean. It can be quite strict when it comes to timing and what have you, but I'm also able to do that on the Red Rings run through. So unfortunately though, I don't think I've got enough time for it. And plus, I've only got a B rank, so yeah, what's the point of doing with all that? Especially that, you know, I was literally so close to able to actually go for a flawless run for Act 1 anyway, but apparently everything else goes all diamond in the rough for, you know what I mean, when it comes to lack of skills, or essentially you're gonna have to able to put up with like no damage or anything else to be expected. So anyways, now we've actually accessed the final Wisp in the entire game, so now we can able to use the Frenzy Wisp in any planet elsewhere. So because of that, and also we've actually unlocked something from the Game Land, which again, we'll save that up and doing at some point in the next few videos later. So now let's move on to Act 2 of Asteroid Coaster. Now, remember what I mentioned before about the fact that sometimes the actual collision detection on certain things doesn't work out, then the new forms of how it does in the original version of the game? This is the stage I was talking about, and basically, if you manage to able to go all the way to the end of this section over there, well, not literally just yet though, until whenever we get to the very top, and you probably know what I mean. So anyway, let's just go ahead and, you know what I mean, keep on, you know, using a lot of homing attacks to able to actually make ourselves a bit safer for, you know, not to fall into any bottomless pits or anything. So, yeah, that pretty much summed up as such. And can you just get up there, please? Because I'm getting sick of using, like, wall jumps and such. But thankfully we at least made it there. So, anyways, let's go ahead and go down here and hit back up as soon as that particular platform disappears. So hopefully that as soon as you're able to climb back up again, then you get yourselves a party token. So yeah, as you can clearly see from about a few moments ago, actually I'll get into more now in a second, because, well, that dash panel right there, yeah, as you see right there, it almost flukes you up. So as a result though, it never happened on the original version of the game. So I can at least expecting if they're able to actually fix that exponentially, but still have no words for it. Especially noticeable that if some people get a lot of frustration for, you know, with the actual weird collision detection glitches or something like that, basically though is the fact that sometimes that you always have to deal with some unpolished moments. So yeah, it's kind of hard to explain about this honestly, because I know it has been like 2 days ago since I actually last played this, because obviously that we are slowly but surely, but we're actually getting almost to the point where we almost at the very end of the playthrough of the game. So we can at least expecting that this playthrough will be a little bit longer than the forms of how it does it on the Wii version of the game. So because of added content and also just trying to able to do something completely different for a change, unlike back in 2017, I think the biggest problem I have with the 2017 playthrough of Sonic Colors, the original, is just how the fact that how it can be a bit rushed in areas, especially how normally we would able to actually expect to do like a full completion for the sake of some collectibles needs to be collected, but it turns out though is the fact that, well, sometimes I believe Duffy and Chip just somehow managed able to skip a whole bunch of certain collectibles, I think. So, and it's almost to the point where basically they can't afford to able to get more ranks and stuff like that. So, at least as far as I'm guessing. So, oh jeez, that was close, but luckily we can able to go back for it thanks to the forms of that particular familiar cuboid thing to able to push you off screen and then instantly kills you if you manage to able to get in front of it. You know, just like in one of those segments in Eggman Land on Sonic Unleashed, but except the fact that it no longer has an Eggman's cheeky face on it, so makes it a bit obvious because we obviously ended up in the forms of somewhere outer space, in the forms of those asteroids, and just anything else for this point really, so there's not much else to explain. Alrighty, so that does it for Act 2, and now let's move on to Act 3, where I think Act 3 might actually be one of the shortest levels in the game, just because, well, it wasn't all that long to begin with, and plus we do need to acquire either the blue cube wisp or the pink spike wisp, so, and as you can see that I've managed to get green gloves and green shoes all together, so to actually match up to the forms of that green gooby stuff in the background, so no words to say about that particular cosmetic change or anything to able to make things a little bit more fitting, because obviously we already technically did the gold gloves as well as gold shoes for the sake of Starlight Carnival, and also on Sweet Mountain we actually did, obviously we actually did done the forms of, I won't classify for saying pink shoes and pink gloves to able to actually match up to the forms of somewhat sweet related, so at least as far as I'm concerned about that, for candy floss and everything, so even though it might be hard to explain about this sometimes, so actually, when it comes to talking about the forms of trophies / achievements for the sake of Sonic Colors Ultimate, that I will have to admit though, at the end of the day though, when it comes to getting those achievements, while some difficult ones exceptions, that this is actually one of the easier Sonic games to able to get a whole bunch of achievements from. Or specifically trophies, depending on what version you're playing. Especially noticeable because if you're familiar with the Wii version of the game, then you might feel right at home when it comes to able to actually get 100% for everything. Even though, mind you, I haven't gone back into the Wii version that much though anymore. Well, I might get back into it at some point, once I'm able to try to do all S-rank runs, to be more specifically, so I can able to actually complete Sonic Colors on the Wii. Fully 100% by the way, so now I basically just managed to learn everything from the Ultimate version of the game, so just in case I can able to go back into, you know, the original game, so anyways, let's go ahead and get the last red star ring, and it does require you to able to become spike forms, so, and there we go, we can able to bust out these blocks here, and, well, suffice to say I think we're done here, but we need to grab some more rings, just in case for ring bonuses at the end anyway, and also if you try to take down those, you know, breakable blocks, that actually counts your points value, so, and that's what pretty much expecting to lead me up to the S rank as we go. So, not too shabby right here, especially noticeable this is our second S rank so far for Asteroid Coaster, so not too shabby right there. Although, mind you, except for Act 1, just because we lost all of our rings, and especially noticeable that we keep on failing at the ending section just because of that godforsaking fifth and final red star ring, but of course we'll be back for it and during at some point in the next video. So, because in the next video we're probably gonna tackle through collecting every single remainings of the red star rings in each of the levels throughout the game. So, because after all, we can now able to actually use all of these different kinds of wisps, including the Jade Ghost Wisp. So, yeah, that seems pretty awesome and all that stuff. So anyways, let's move on to Act 4, where basically the entire place is filled to the brim with quick steps here and there. Especially noticeable that there's a lot of motorbugs everywhere, and also there's pretty easy to able to actually get some red star rings if you can clearly see on screen. Even though sometimes it might be pretty easy to miss if you manage to able to get distracted by, you know, doing all sorts of KOs with those motorbugs, and especially noticeable if you really want to rank, you know, max out your points counter to able to actually get yourselves the S rank to begin with. And also if you're trying to activate the blue switch, then in addition to getting ourselves the fifth and final red star ring, the gold ring appears. So, and this immediately takes place in a Saturn ring. So, makes it pretty obvious though, because we're literally walking around in the ring itself. So, hooray! Now we actually got ourselves even more park tokens, and also, yeah, there's not much else to say apart from the Tails save icon.
What is this place? Whoa. This is where he converts them into the strange, negative aliens with the freaky energy.
Oh, I thought I lost you for a second. Did you find anything interesting? Look at all of them. He's captured thousands of aliens.
Don't worry. We'll get them out.
Sonic, I haven't seen Yacker for a while.
You'll have to excuse me, buddy. I have a generator to shut down.
And this is where we find the forms of the rest of the aliens got trapped inside in this particular strange with the freaky energy and stuff like that. So yeah, I was able to be puzzled on that. So in addition to able to actually access to Act 5, but also we've managed to unlock the final Rivalry stage, which apparently it does manage to take place in Act 2 apparently, with that very annoying collusion thing, or with that very, very random glitch whenever you're able to get into that particular dash panel and stuff like that, that just immediately almost fluke you off. That also apparent on the forms of the Xbox One version, by the way, in addition to the Switch version as well. And I think the PC version also has that problem as well. But then again, I haven't known about that much of the PC stuff as much as the forms of any other versions of this game. Although, mind you, aside from the cool part about the fact that with the actual, like, some character mods, so that might be seems worth a while. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and do some wall jumps there, because obviously I'm going to be heading back slightly to the left to able to obtain the next red star ring that I somehow missed. But luckily, if you managed able to obtain the silent wisp, laser wisp, that way I can able to get up there. And it's so surprising. I've managed able to actually just to complete those kinds of levels in a super duper fast way. Especially noticeable because obviously I know every single part of this game back and forth, much like the forms of Sonic Generations, because between Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, and some portions in Sonic Unleashed, that despite I haven't gone back into Sonic Unleashed for quite a while, but those are the only games I remember so rememberably well, even especially noticeable when it comes to 100% completing certain things. Although, mind you, I haven't exactly gone back into the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed, or the PS2 version for that matter, because, well, for some reason I'm having more fun with the HD version of the game itself. And immediately we got ourselves the S rank as soon as we finish the level. So yeah, that's actually super top notch and dope and at the same time. So yeah, pretty awesome reward as you expected. So anyways, let's go ahead and get another tail save. And I believe we are now moving on to Act 6. So yeah, I'm quite surprised we actually beat these kinds of levels like in a very, very quicker way. Although, mind you, most of the other levels in Asteroid Coaster might actually have slight longer length, especially noticeable whenever we get into the 6th act, that, fundamentally speaking, I think this is the last level to able to feature the red star rings collecting, because until whenever we get into, like, you know, the final level in the game, Terminal Velocity level, that, basically we're able to actually just no need to worry about collecting those red star rings, so. But anyway, and also, I'm afraid this is actually the final time we're going to be hearing the OG soundtrack for, well, not necessarily the final time fully yet, though, because of the red star rings still need to be collected somehow, if we go back to the previous levels, of course. And basically, though, this was the true, did not meant to go that way, because I get the strong sense of feeling, yeah, I think my time carries it over, so I need to restart that, so. Frankly, if you're trying to able to keep on resetting a level, or if you fell off onto certain bottomless pits on these little coaster sections, your tails counter doesn't increase, so that's something worth noting for the sake of time. And also, unlike, I won't classify for saying unlike Sonic Forces, that whenever you get to the results screen, every time you fell off, or essentially if you gotta try again and stuff like that, that normally the points will actually decrease if you failed one time or retry for about a certain amount of times or something like that. I'm not exactly sure if this game does have a retries on that particular results screen and stuff like that. Well, usually I haven't really paid attention to Sonic Forces at all for quite some time. I think the last time I touched upon Sonic Forces was actually on the Xbox One version. I've almost completed that particular version of the game. Well, the only thing as I need to do now is just the fact that I need to collect a certain amount of stuff, ranging from moon coins, along with the forms of, well, the numbered rings on the majority of any other levels, to be more specific, and, that's basically how this goes, basically, when it comes to likely doing a lot of replay value when it comes to certain, like, games as to be expected, so... But anyway, so let's just go ahead and hop onto these little, like, elevating platforms there, just in case we can able to actually just to go up and get the next red star ring there. And hopefully we'll try to deal with those sandworms, as you can see on screen. Now, fundamentally speaking, I did not know these enemies at first until I found out with the Sonic Generations action figure pack that it usually exists anyway. Well, it is kind of random for able to say things like that because, well, I must be honest here, aside from the fact of what the what today it is today, that's as far as I can try to mention for the sake of this point, guys. I mean, I honestly have no clue of what I say things elsewhere, because, well, potentially speaking, because we've almost nearly at the end of this playthrough, basically, so, yeah, to be expected by this point. So, anyways, let's go and activate the next Frenzy segment to able to get into that screwing and able to obtain another Frenzy Wisp, and son of a biscuit! Screw you, sandworms. Screw you. Especially noticeable that I keep a hold of my rings for certain times, but next you notice that I believe one of the projectiles that he just managed to shoot at me just managed to screw me up beyond belief, so... Oh well, no big deal, but at least it's something I suppose, but at least we can get the next red star ring, so alright, so let's go ahead and boost along the way, so just in case we're able to keep our speed steady and what have you. And of course, we still have to come across into that mini boss fight. Now, what's easy about this is the fact that if you're trying to able to do just this, then you can obviously deal with him very quickly. I'm pretty sure that certain speedrunners attempt to do this or something. Although, then again, it has been a long while since I actually watched something speedrun tactics or something like that. Well, I'm noticing this anyway. So, anyways, let's dive down and head straight into the actual goal ring itself. And just that pretty much leads me to the greatest rank ever, which, truth be told, yes it is. So, super top notch for my score department, especially how time bonuses comes into play. So, yeah, I'm thrilled about that, personally speaking. So, anyways, that's it for Act 6, and, well, suffice to say, we're pretty much gonna tackle through the next boss fight, which... Of course, it's very much exactly like the forms of the exact same boss fight as we remembered from Starlight's Carnival, except the fact that with a different cosmetic skin of that particular boss fight itself. So, yeah, bring it on, mister. Bring it on.
You know, I don't like what you're doing to my friends in there. It's messed up. So I'm gonna mess you up. Yeah, that's right. I'm stretching. You got a problem with that? I want to be able to fully enjoy taking you apart without some pulled muscle slowing me down. Okay, now I'm ready. Of course, if you want to run away, please feel free. There's no shame in it. Well, maybe a little shame. You guys don't talk much, do you? Fair enough. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Okay, so let's get into the forms of this boss fight right here, which again, plays out exactly like the forms of how it does it on Starlight Carnival, except the fact that the only Wisp you can now able to actually active this time around is of course the Orange Rocket Wisp, by trying to able to deal the double the amount of damage underneath him, pretty much, so... And I believe there's another one of those achievements slash trophies that you can able to actually get in this boss fight, is that once again you have to obtain the S rank on this boss fight, right here, so... But I'm pretty sure it is still have something to do with the forms of trying to damage the actual ship parts here and there, and as well as for that though, you need to keep your rings count, so because if you messed it up, and especially noticeable if you get hit once, then there's no way you can guarantee to get an S rank from, because it might be essential, because obviously, that the hardest part about this boss fight to me though, are these asteroids he keeps on sending us, and yeah, if you're almost gonna expect to get hit by this guy, then obviously you get screwed. So, anyways, that'll deal quite a lot of damage though, actually. And also you're gonna have to keep on doing a lot of quick steps here and there, just in case if you really want to max out your points counter as much as possible. And I'm almost gonna get myself hit right there, but that's okay, because I can just simply keep on attacking its eyes hit there. So I think I sent me the orange. Okay. Oh, that was a close one. But they say it doesn't matter which parts I might as well attack onto, so yeah, it's gonna immediately go into the 2D section there. So yeah, I think this might have to be something to do with like taking down most of the parts of the actual boss fight's health and stuff like that. Especially noticeable because that will be essential to able to add up more points. Because I believe if you keep on attacking to its eye, I'm pretty sure the points doesn't add up. So yeah, I get the horrible feeling I might as well not get the S rank. Even though, to be fair though, I've almost gone to the flawless run for the sake of the forms of Asteroid Coaster pretty much. Except there are quite a few exceptions, mainly, yeah, I didn't get the S rank there, but oh well, I'll be back for it off screen. And also that we've got a rubbish run on Act 1 basically, so oh no, almost in a good run anyway. Not perfect though, just not perfect, but decent enough.
Couldn't have done it without you, buddy.
Thanks. Hey, we both deserve some kind of reward.
Yeah, let's go to an amusement park or something.
All right, but one that's, you know, less evil than this one.
So, are all the aliens getting free?
Looks like it. Once the power went off, the locks vanished. I hope Yakker's okay.
I think he'll be fine. You don't think the weapon you were shot with still works?
Not without power flowing to it. I think we're all good.
That's what I like to hear.
The tractor beam's gone. The planets are free.
Was there ever any doubt? I mean, really? Great job, buddy.
With all the generators destroyed, we can blow this joint and head home. We did it, dude.
We? I don't remember you fighting off any insane robots.
True. Well, good job to you on inventing a translator that allowed us to speak to the aliens and figure out exactly what we needed to do so we weren't running around the park looking like idiots. Oh no, wait. That was me.
Good point. Either way, we can get out of this crazy place and go home.
Looks like the aliens are happy to be going home too. I think we're in the middle of a party.
The middle? We are the party. I think we're their guests of honor.
Totally.
And like I said before, once all these generators are down, then pretty much we're able to actually access the final level in the game, which is of course Terminal Velocity, as you can see here. Now, before we get into that though actually, as I said this before, that I think we'll probably take a break on exploring next few levels up ahead, because I think we should probably end things off here. So join us next time for more of Let's Play of Sonic Colors Ultimate. That is the fact that we'll hit back to the previous zones by able to get the rest of the remainings of the actual red star rings basically. So that'll be my ultimate goal here, so yeah, wish me luck for this point, so I'll see you guys next time. Later fellas.